that didn't happen. That didn't just happen. That did not just happen. The Hawks win on the road in Vegas, 2-1 over the Golden Knights. What? I thought this team was dead in the water. We hit the low. We lost the freaking Arizona Coyotes in the last game. And somehow 2 days later, they walk into Vegas and win. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. This is a genuine shocker to everyone in the league. Look, I wasn't even prepared for something like this. I was expecting to lose by a lot. And I am very pleasantly surprised. So I guess let's talk about the game. It did not start off well for the Hawks. It's about 5 minutes into the game. Hawks on a defensive draw. They lose it. And right off the face-off, it goes to Ben Hutton, who just fires it from the point. Right off the draw, and Fleury can't stop it. Vegas scores first. And after that goal, you would normally think, okay, here we go. Let up a goal in the first 5 minutes, first 10 minutes, just over 5 minutes. This game's over. I mean, unless they score soon, they can't go down 2 or 3-0. They cannot continue to let up goals this easily. But see, they didn't. They didn't let up goals. Any more goals in the game, actually. Hawks would then be down at intermission, only 1-0. So, I mean, that's better than being down like 2 or 3-0. About 5 minutes into the second period, it's Ryan Carpenter in the battle. He lifts it over a Vegas defender and gets it over to Jujhar Khaira, who is in on a 2-on-1. But he decides not to pass this puck. He decides to hang on to it and then shoot the puck on Robin Lehner. And he scores to tie the game at 1 apiece. His third goal of the season, and the game's tied at 1. The Hawks are still in this game halfway through the game. About 10 minutes later, it's into the Golden Knights zone, and it ends up going behind the Knight net. And Patrick Kane's able to get it down there and get at least a little touch on it so Vegas can't clear the puck. Dylan Strome picks it up, gets a little touch pass to Riley Stillman, who sets up and shoots and scores! Riley Stillman with his first goal of the season puts it in past Robin Lehner. Normally those kinds of shots you see getting tipped. That wasn't tipped. It actually was Riley Stillman's shot. His first goal of the season gives the Hawks a 2-1 lead, and that'd be the score going into intermission. So following this into the third period, Marc-Andre Fleury stands strong against his former team. And, well, I mean, he did a good job. I'll give him that. The defense actually held its ground. Fleury did well, had to make some good saves, but the defense held its ground, which is weird to say after they've had a terrible 4-game stretch to start the new year. They played well in this one, only letting up 1 goal, by far the fewest this year so far, and this calendar year. And, well, Marc-Andre Fleury stands tall, and the Hawks are able to kind of burn clock as much as they can. Knights pull Lehner. Fleury makes some really nice saves down the stretch as the Knights pull their goalie. Hawks aren't able to put up an empty netter, but, well, they kill the clock all the way down to 0 and win this game 2-1. You're telling me that the Hawks beat Vegas on the road 2 days after losing to the Arizona Coyotes? I mean, I have no words because they have looked so terrible for the past week, and then they win in Vegas. It doesn't make sense, but it happened. And you see, Marc-Andre Fleury, in his first game as the opposing goaltender in T-Mobile Arena, wins So he gets revenge against Vegas as well. I mean, it's funny how stuff works like that. I mean, I'm not going to complain by any means. A win's a win, and winning a game against Vegas and getting those kinds of wins against the good teams, you take those. You would have to take those. I mean, what do you mean you have to? Then you will take them any day. Hawks get a huge win here to get off of a 6-game slump dating back almost since before the Christmas break. Yes, that is correct. This is the first win for the Hawks since they beat the Washington Capitals at home in that crazy game. And so if the Hawks are able to get this win in Vegas, if they were able to get this done, they should be able to go into Columbus and win. They should be able to come home and then beat Montreal. We should have at least a 3-game winning streak at this point, hopefully. And then you have Anaheim and then Seattle. So there is a bit of a stretch now where the Hawks can get some big wins and can actually start getting a bit of a winning streak back on their feet, especially after winning against Vegas. So, I mean, the future hopefully is looking bright. We were down at the lowest point of the year after losing to the Coyotes, and now there's a little bit of optimism, just a little bit, right now. If the Hawks can do well here in this next week or two, they should be on a good pace to at least get back in the conversation of a playoff spot. But we all know that inevitably they're probably going to miss the playoffs. But at least it's going to be nice to see them try. Look, we already know who the teams who have the highest draft lottery chances are. Those being Montreal, Arizona, Ottawa, and I think Seattle and New York, the Islanders, are going to be in that conversation. The Hawks are most likely not going to get a top 3 draft pick. So it's like, it's the value in trying to tank right now. I personally don't see if we're able to get a nice couple of wins here. I think it's smart for them to continue to try at least up until somewhat like March. If they're kind of out and they're just down, can't do it, I'm going to be rooting for them to lose kind of. But from here, I mean, the season still isn't quite halfway done. So I think there still is value in trying to get into the playoffs here. Because, I mean, look at St. Louis a couple years ago. Last place in the league in January, went on to win the Stanley Cup. So if any team is thinking about, okay, we need a tank right now, the season's over, tank. Look at St. Louis just a couple of years ago. So hopefully the Hawks can use this win as momentum to build a winning streak. So I think that's going to end up doing it for this reaction. So if you liked it, please hit that like button. If you really liked it, please consider to subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.